they have 2 minutes between this next section. Right, so they would say the next section is haircutting service. You have 2 minutes to take out your supplies, and then you put all that out. So now, from now all the way through, they're going to have that 2 minutes between each time frame. Okay? Okay. Sections the hair using any sectioning method for 90-degree layered haircut. And we say this because at one point we had them pulling it up to the top of their head, cutting it off. It's a 90-degree cut, right? Then they stand there. But we can't assess whether they're safe with shears if they're just doing one little ponytail, clip it off, right? They still satisfy the task line, but we can't assess it. So now we're asking them to break it down with sectioning, so they must section the hair, okay? Isn't it amazing what they've come up with? As a raider, you just stand there and you go, what just happened? Okay. Establish the entire perimeter guideline using the razor to determine the length. Palms the razor throughout the haircut. Follows the established guideline throughout the haircut with a traveling guide using shears, and palms the shears throughout the haircut. Those two, palming the razor and palming the shears. We are making a change in that, but in July I said we're making a change. We're still working on this change. Sometimes it takes a long time to get this process done. But what we're asking for is that just while they're using the razor, they need to safely palm it. While they're using the shears, they need to safely palm them. I've had calls that say, how am I supposed to hold my razor, my shears, my comb? Okay. So, we have to clarify and say, no, only when in use. So that is going to be a change in this task line. It's just going to clarify it. Pardon me? If they're safe to the public, that's our job. Okay. Y'all have to teach them. You know, and I need to go back to this too, because this is something that did change last January, was that, and I get a lot of calls about this, is the dress code. The dress code, there is no dress code any longer in the state of Texas. The only thing that is required is closed-toed shoes. Okay? So they can wear whatever they choose to wear. It doesn't matter what color they wear. They're going to show up in their pajamas. They're going to show up in their holy jeans. You know that's coming. So we can't do anything about it, but y'all can. You can say you are not representing my school at a state board exam in a pair of pajamas. Okay? So we have to rely on you guys to make that change for us and to keep it going so that our profession is represented as a professional field. Okay? So that has to go to you guys.
So no lab coat.
No lab coat, no colored black pants, white pants, don't matter. It don't matter what they wear anymore. They can show up in a swimsuit and we have to let them test. As long as they got closed-toed shoes. But you put some duct tape across those toes and those toes are now closed in. Oh, I'm not kidding. Okay? So, it's up to y'all instructors to teach them better than that. So, and I know y'all will. So you don't allow it in your school, so it wouldn't be allowed there. No, see, and that's part of it, is that you don't want to tell them that because we don't want to advertise that. But that is the truth for us. And when they call me and say, do I have to wear my black pants? Do I have to wear my lab coat? Do I have to? And I want to say so badly, oh, won't you look professional? But I can't. I have to say there is no dress code. You can wear what you choose. Okay? Okay. Ensures the haircut is blended and even throughout the cut. Ensures the haircut is cut with elevation. Removes at least 1 inch of hair throughout the haircut, and the finished haircut is no shorter than 4 inches. And removes the hair off the workstation and sweeps the hair from the floor. Okay, so safety criteria is going to be the same thing again, going through there. We're requiring the same things. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
This may be a redundant question, I don't know, but in a 90-degree haircut, in a true 90-degree haircut, the sides look like a roller coaster.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what y'all want?
Yeah. It's acceptable. And I'm going to explain why, so just hang tight, okay? Hang
Because
tight.
it says blended, and I was wondering.
Okay, hold on. You'll see why here in just a second. Okay, any questions on the safety criteria for the haircut? We're all good? Okay, so let's go over the task lines that are commonly missed. Again, we have sanitize his own hands, 43%. are not doing this correctly. Why? It's happening in the 2-minute time frame. You see? It's a consistency all the way through the exam. And then this is so much better. This one ensures the haircut is blended and even throughout. It was helpful what I did last year, so I'm going to bring it up again in July, so I brought it again this time. It went from 60% we're getting it incorrect to now 40% are getting it incorrect. And the reason for that is this gift that I'm bringing to you. I'm going to show you how we check a haircut.
That's what I was telling you the other day.
Isn't that a nice present? Okay, so I'm the candidate. I am finished. I've got my stuff cleaned up. I have cleaned off my workstation before I step back because that's part of that time frame. I've cleaned up my hair. I've cleaned up my workstation. It's all done. Now I raise my hand. The rater's going to come over to me, and she's going to say, may I use your comb to check your haircut? Oh, I put my comb in the trash. So she's going to say, may I use your comb to check your haircut? When they repeat it like that, they can reach inside that trash bag, pull out the comb, take the EPA, spray it, wipe it off, sanitize their hands, and give it to, give it to the rater to check the haircut. That is acceptable because they show intent that they understand something has to be cleaned before you can use it again. And I know that makes some of you go, but what are they going to do? Is it not better to get out a comb out of the trash than to have her have nothing to use to check the haircut? If I can't check it, you can't, it's not blended. It's not all those other task signs that are associated with this, right? So it's better to do that. Again, it's assessment, not a service. Okay? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to try to do this so that y'all can see. It's kind of hard. But maybe I'll do one side this way and then do it again on the other side. So the first thing we're going to do, we have 4 checkpoints. Okay? First thing we're going to do is come up and we're going to check the length on the bottom. Let me step over this way. The length on the bottom. If it is not perfectly 100% even, and it's not, there's some hairs right here, but that may be from the razor, right? It is not grotesquely out of shape. I don't have an angle like this or like this. It is relatively minimal, competent, even. Okay? So that's what I'm checking for. So I'm going to go down, I'm just going to do this. Then I'm going to check my sides. And I would be on this side, but I'm going to stand on this side so that you guys can see. And we're just going to go right where the ears are, come straight down, check to see if it's even. That's why this hole that is created right here for that 90-degree cut, that's why it doesn't matter. If this hole is even here, then the sides are even. Make sense? Okay? Then we're going to, our next checkpoint, and this one doesn't matter whether they do this first or this first, but we're going to take a 1-inch parting, and we're going to pull this hair out like this. Okay? Down the middle, 1-inch parting across the top, and go all the way across. Okay? Now I want to show you, right here, I have something that's not blended. Okay, look what happened right here, here and here, okay? And this is done purposely so I can show you that this is something that's not a blend. What I'm not going to do as a rater is come up here, look at this, go to this, and go, and stop, and hold this, and look at the candidate. That's what y'all do. Because you're teaching them with a real client, you're showing them they have a problem here. I'm not going to show them that. I'm just going to whip through it like this and see. If it's not balanced right there or blended, then I know it's not. Then I'm going to go from ear to ear, 1-inch parting, and again, just walk up, walk through the haircut that way, and then I will say, thank you, and I'm going to move on. Now, if I have from here to here, is blended, that's all I'm interested in. We're not gonna go into the interior of the cut like you guys would. We're only gonna look at this, is it even on the side, is it even in the back?
When you find a disconnection like that, how many punches do they lose?
It's just not blended. That's it.
That's it.
But not just one time. It would take more than just that little section right there. That's a red flag that just says, okay, we've got one thing going on here. But we're talking minimal competency. We're not talking about perfection. Now, if I found that in my own haircut, I'd be disappointed in myself. But in a new student, that's not an issue, okay? So just that one is not gonna cause them to lose that point. It would have to be consistent, okay? So, y'all see the gift?
Yes.
Okay. If you have a candidate who is slow and cannot get finished, what should they do? They should do this, this, and this. Then worry about the rest of it, right? Because I'm not gonna look at all of this other stuff. This is what I'm gonna look at, right here. Right? Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal.